At the beginning of the story, we meet a boy named Jay. But here's the twist. He's not actually human. He's a mountain lion, a puma, living in human form with a family. One night, he has a dream. In it, he's back with his real puma family. His father warns him, never go near humans. But Jay didn't listen. He chose to live among them. Suddenly, he wakes up and falls right off his bed. Shaken, he heads out to join his human family for breakfast. A little later, he leaves with his stepmom, Anna, and his sister, Melody, to enroll in a new high school. On the way, something strange happens. Two crows start following their car. Jay notices, and he's clearly confused. That night, they stop at a motel. Anna is reading about Clearwater High School. Jay tries to reassure her. He says that once he gets into school, her biggest worries will finally be over. Anna smiles and shakes her head. She tells him, "Don't say things like that. I love you like my own son." And if he doesn't like the school, she promises to bring him back home. Then she hugs him, and for the first time, Jay feels truly happy. Later that night, he suddenly wakes up to strange noises. He looks out the window and sees something unbelievable. 4 wolves walking straight into a mine site. But instead of reacting, Jay ignores it and goes back to sleep. The next day, they finally arrive at Clearwater High School, and then things get even weirder. Those same 2 crows transform into humans and walk right into the school. Jay is completely stunned. Inside, the school's principal, Lisa, welcomes Jay and his family into her office. She asks Anna a serious question. "Do you know anything about Jay's real parents?" Anna explains everything. She says she found Jay at a police station. His clothes were torn, and he didn't even remember his own name. She works in child welfare, and seeing his condition, she decided to take him in as her own. She's been homeschooling him ever since, but now she feels it's time for him to attend high school because he has no friends. And recently, he even got into a fight with his older brother, Melton. Melody adds that Jay was so angry, he actually scratched Melton's face. Anna quickly stops her and says, "I still don't understand how he did that. His nails aren't even long enough to cause that kind of injury." Lisa listens carefully and then says, "I started this school 3 years ago for kids who feel different, and I believe Clearwater High is the perfect place for Jay." Anna, surprised, asks, "How did you even find out about us?" Lisa smiles. She says she keeps an eye on people who have special abilities, and then she adds, "Jay won't have to pay any school fees." She mentions a man named Andrew Milling, a powerful businessman who supports the school. He was the one who suggested bringing Jay here. Hearing this, both Jay and Anna feel relieved and happy. Lisa then asks Anna and Melody to step outside. Now alone with Jay, she looks at him seriously and says, "From everything I've heard, I'm certain you're a predator." Jay is shocked. He asks, "How do you know that?" Lisa reveals the truth. Everyone in this school is a shapeshifter. We can transform from human into animals, and that's why we're called woodwalkers. She looks straight at him. "Now tell me, what animal are you?" Jay takes a breath and finally says, "I'm a puma." Lisa smiles, clearly pleased. She tells him he doesn't need to worry anymore. At Clearwater, they'll teach him how to live in both worlds, how to control his transformation and switch between human and animal freely. Then she asks him, "Does your human family suspect anything?" Jay shakes his head. "I don't think so. They just think I'm different." Lisa nods. That's a good thing, because humans don't believe woodwalkers even exist, and it's important that they never find out. If they do, it could put all of them in danger. Suddenly, an alarm starts blaring. The sound is intense, and it's hurting Jay. Lisa quickly takes him outside, and what he sees is unbelievable. Dozens of woodwalkers standing there in their animal forms. Anna and Melody are there too, and their presence is what triggered the alarm. Lisa quickly shuts it off. One of the students escorts Anna and Melody away. Then Lisa explains, "The alarm warns us when humans are nearby." After that, they head back inside. As Jay walks in, he accidentally bumps into a group of students. They turn toward him, and just like the ones he saw before, they're wolves. Jeffrey steps forward, clearly angry, trying to intimidate Jay, but Jay doesn't back down. He extends his claws, ready to fight. Just as things are about to escalate, Professor James steps in and stops them. Outside, Anna gently asks Jay, "Do you like this school? Do you want to stay here?" Jay thinks for a moment. He wants to understand his powers, to finally learn how to control them, so he agrees to stay at Clearwater. At that moment, Andrew arrives. Anna and Melody say their goodbyes and leave Jay behind. Lisa then takes Jay to meet Andrew. Andrew looks at him and asks, "Didn't you like your life as a puma? Why come into the human world?" Jay answers honestly, "I did like my life, but something always felt missing. I wanted to see the human world too." Lisa then takes Jay to his room. On the way, she reveals something surprising. Andrew is also a puma. A squirrel suddenly sneaks into the room, turns away for a second, and transforms into a human girl. She smiles and says, "My name is Holly." Moments later, Jay's roommate arrives. He's a rabbit, but the second he finds out Jay is a puma, he panics and runs away. He's terrified Jay might eat him. Holly laughs it off, hands Jay a new set of clothes, and takes him to shapeshifting class. On the way, they meet Lou, who's an elk. She mentions something serious. There was another attack on a human mining site last night. The same incident. Jay had unknowingly witnessed. Holly quickly warns Jay. The teacher for this class is Mr. Elwood, and Lou is his daughter, so it's better not to talk to her in front of him. In class, Elwood asks Jay to transform into his animal form, but suddenly, Brandon shifts into a bison, and then something goes wrong. He can't turn back into a human. Panicking, he runs out of the room. Jay struggles too. He can't transform either, and starts walking away. But Lisa stops him. She tells him to close his eyes and think about his PUMA family. Jay focuses, and suddenly something clicks. He remembers his true identity. His real name is Carrag. Using those memories, he finally transforms into a PUMA. Lisa and Andrew are impressed. Soon, all the teachers and students shift into their animal forms. Lisa transforms into an eagle and begins explaining how Clearwater High truly works. After class, everyone heads back to their rooms. Carrag's original roommate still refuses to stay with him, too scared, so Brandon becomes his new roommate. Holly joins them, and the three head off to eat together. At the dining hall, Carrag meets those two crows again, Shadow and Wing. They've been watching him for a while. Meanwhile, Jeffrey and his group start bullying another student. Carrag steps in to stop them. That only makes Jeffrey even more angry. Before things get worse, Professor James intervenes again. He pulls Carrag aside and explains, predators are not allowed to harm their prey. Even if Jeffrey and his group are predators too, you can't fight them like that. If you ever have a problem, come to me. I'll help you. Later, everyone heads to combat class. Andrew shows up specifically to watch Carrag. A student transforms into a grizzly bear. The teacher asks Brandon to fight her. Brandon shifts into a bison, but fear takes over. He backs out and leaves. Then the teacher turns to Carrag. Now it's his turn, but again, he struggles to transform. Andrew steps in. He gives Carrag something to smell, and instantly, Carrag shifts into his PUMA form. This time, he's fast, focused, unstoppable. He attacks the bear, injures her, and wins the fight with ease. After class, Andrew approaches him. I want to be your mentor. Carrag is overwhelmed with excitement. He immediately says yes. Before leaving, Andrew gives him that same scent pouch, the one that helped him transform. Later, Jeffrey confronts Carrag again. If you've got the guts, meet me tonight, fight me, and one of my friends. If you win, we'll leave you alone. That night, Carrag heads out with Holly and Brandon. Far away from the school, he transforms into a PUMA and faces Jeffrey. But this was a trap. Jeffrey didn't come alone. All four wolves attack him at once. Seeing this, Brandon jumps in, charging in his bison form. In the chaos, Carrag seizes his chance. He pins Jeffrey down. Jeffrey realizes he has no way out, so he gives up and runs away with his group. But they weren't alone. High above them, an owl had been watching everything. The next day in class, Professor James notices something. Both Carrag and Jeffrey are injured. It's obvious. They fought. Without wasting time, he sends all 5 of them to the doctor. Later, Andrew takes Carrag out for a walk. Carrag, curious, finally asks, "Why are you helping me so much?" Andrew looks at him seriously. "Because I need your help to complete something important." He pauses, then asks, "Will you help me?" Carrag doesn't hesitate. He agrees. After that, Andrew drops him back at school, but Carrag avoids the question and instead follows Lou into the forest. Deep in the woods, Lou is secretly watching a meeting. It's the Woodwalkers Council. Carrag joins her. Lou explains, the council believes some students from Clearwater might attack humans. That's why this meeting is happening. Just then, Lisa arrives. Carrag and Lou realize they're about to get caught, so they quickly escape. Once they're safe, Carrag shares what he saw earlier. Before coming to school, I saw 4 wolves entering a mine at night. Maybe Jeffrey and his group are planning something against humans. After that, Carrag heads out with Andrew to hunt. Both of them transform into pumas and move through the forest. Suddenly, they spot a hunter. Andrew's expression darkens. If I weren't a woodwalker, I would have killed him by now. But I have to think about everyone. Then he looks at Carrag. Forget all that. Focus on your hunt. Nearby, a deer grazes peacefully. Carrag slowly stalks it, step by step, and with perfect timing, he makes his move. A clean, successful hunt. Later, back in human form, they begin heading back. Carrag, a little emotional, says, I really miss my human family. Did you have a family too? Andrew goes quiet for a moment. Then he answers, I had a wife and a daughter, but hunters killed them. Carrag is stunned. Andrew continues, that's why I'm trying to stop humans from expanding mines into the forest, so animals can live in peace. Back at school, Carrag excitedly tells everyone about his first hunt, but Lou gets upset and walks away. Confused, Carrag tries to follow her, but Holly stops him. She explains, Lou's mother was killed by a puma, and she still hasn't gotten over it. That's why Professor Elwood told her to stay away from you. Still, Carrag decides to talk to her. He follows Lou into the forest, but she's too angry. She transforms into an elk and runs away. That night, Carrag notices something strange. Jeffrey and his wolf pack are sneaking out. Kerrog follows them. They reach a mining office and start causing trouble, but then Jeffrey spots Kerrog and attacks him. Just as the fight begins, Andrew shows up and stops everything. He takes all of them to his house, then sends Jeffrey and his group back to school, while keeping Kerrog with him. Inside, Andrew shows him something painful, a photo of his wife and daughter. They were killed by a hunter, and their bodies were displayed like trophies. His voice fills with anger. Humans don't love animals. They destroy forests for their own benefit. Do you know, there are more chickens locked in cages than birds flying free? For 50 years, the Woodwalkers Council has tried to make humans understand, but nothing has changed. He looks directly at Kerrog. I want you to join us. I promise, no human will be harmed. Kerrog takes a deep breath. I still don't fully understand everything, so I can't give you an answer right now. I'll tell you later. After that, he leaves and returns to Holly and Brandon. Holly takes Brandon outside to practice. Near a tree trunk, Brandon transforms into a bison and starts charging into it. He's enjoying it, maybe a little too much. Caught up in the moment, he runs toward the road and suddenly, crash. Anna and her family were on their way to meet Kerrog, but Brandon accidentally hits their car. Later, Anna arrives at the school with the damaged vehicle. Kerrog rushes to meet them. Melody excitedly tells him about the bison and the accident, but Kerrog stays quiet. Then Anna says, "We're planning a hiking trip next week. Do you want to come with us?" Kerrog smiles and agrees. Melody gets super happy and gives him a small unicorn toy. Soon after, Anna and her family leave, and Kerrog is left standing there, caught between two worlds. Holly and Brandon try to ask Kerrog about his family, but he avoids the question. Without saying a word, he walks off into the jungle. Soon he shifts into his puma form and starts roaming through the mountains alone. After a while, Wing finds him. She tells him to come back to school, but suddenly, a drone appears overhead, and along with it, a pack of hunting dogs. To stay hidden, Kerrog and Wing quickly climb up a tree. The dogs don't catch their scent, but the drone, it's getting closer. Thinking fast, Wing launches herself at it and crashes it mid-air. Kerrog immediately starts heading back toward the school, but then gunshots. A hunter has spotted him. Kerrog runs as fast as he can, but he's exhausted, and the hunting dogs are closing in. Just in time, Shadow appears, holding Kerrog's bag. He tells him, "You need to turn into a human now. That's the only way the dogs won't attack you." But Kerrog is too weak. He can't transform. Then suddenly, something falls out of his bag. It's the little unicorn Melody gave him. Kerrog looks at it and somehow finds the strength. He transforms into a human. The dogs stop. They lose interest and walk away. But Kerrog collapses to the ground, completely unconscious. Moments later, Andrew arrives. He takes Kerrog to his home. After some time, Kerrog finally wakes up. He tells Andrew, "That hunter came prepared. What if my Puma family ended up like yours?" Andrew reassures him, "Don't worry, I've sent woodwalkers to find your family. We'll know soon." Then his tone turns serious. "But right now, we need to stop the hunters. Humans are digging mines in the forest. If they succeed, animals won't be able to survive here." After everything that just happened, Kerrog finally makes a decision. He agrees to help Andrew. Soon, Jeffrey and his group arrive too. Andrew gathers everyone and explains the plan. No human gets hurt. We only destroy their machines and their equipment. That's enough to stop the mine. Kerrog wants to say something, but Jeffrey starts arguing with him again. Andrew shuts it down. "If we're going to do this, we do it together. No fighting." Just then, Kerrog gets a call from Anna. She says she's coming to the school, and they're all going hiking together. But Kerrog refuses. He hangs up. Anna is left confused, not understanding why he suddenly changed. Meanwhile, Holly and Brandon track Kerrog down to Andrew's house. Holly asks him, "What are you doing here? And why are they getting cars ready?" Kerrog lies. "We're just going out. You shouldn't be here. You could get hurt." Brandon gets upset and walks away. Holly follows him. Soon after, Kerrog leaves with Andrew and the others, heading toward the mining site. On the way, Kerrog talks to Takani, one of Jeffrey's friends. He asks about her family. She explains, "Everyone in my village is a woodwalker. They sent me to Clearwater so I could learn control." Kerrog looks at her and says, "You seem like a good person, so why stay with someone like Jeffrey?" Takani replies calmly, "Wolves live in packs. You wouldn't understand. You're a puma." Eventually, they reach the site. Workers are cutting down trees, preparing for the mine. The sight makes all the woodwalkers furious. Nearby, large piles of logs are stacked together. Andrew explains the next step. "We push those logs down the slope. It'll cause serious damage, but first, clear the area. No humans, no animals." Kerrog nods. He moves through the area, scaring away animals one by one. And then, he sees something that shocks him. Down below, on the hiking trail, it's Anna, with his family, right in the danger zone. Kerrog freezes. Panic takes over. He rushes to Derek, one of Andrew's team. "We need to stop the mission," but Derek refuses. "The wolves have already started chasing workers away. There's no turning back now. Don't think about anything else. Just do your job." And in that moment, Kerrog realizes he's about to lose everything. Kerrog quickly calls Andrew. "Anna and my human family are down the mountain. They're hiking right now. If we push those logs down, they could get hurt." We have to stop the mission. But Andrew lies. You don't need to worry. I already know about them. They'll be fine. And then he says something cold. They're not your real family. And hangs up. At the same time, the wolves have already scared off the workers. Derek ties a rope to a vehicle, using it to push the logs toward the edge. Kerog tries to stop him, but Derek refuses. Then suddenly, Brandon arrives. In his bison form, he blocks the vehicle, stopping it from moving forward. At the same time, Shadow and Wing show up. They've been watching everything for Lisa. Seeing them, Jeffrey panics. If Lisa finds out about this, he knows he'll be expelled. But not for long, so he runs away with his group. But Tikani stays. Brandon is struggling to hold the car back. So Kerog quickly wedges a log under the tire to stop it from moving. Meanwhile, Holly jumps inside the vehicle, trying to stop Derek, but Derek grabs her and throws her off the cliff. In that split second, Tikani catches her, saving her life. At the same time, Lou confronts Derek. Enraged, he transforms into a grizzly bear. He's about to throw Lou off the cliff, but Brandon charges in and knocks him away. Kerog transforms into his Puma form and forces Derek to retreat, but then Andrew arrives. Also in his Puma form, he removes the log from under the tire. The car starts rolling backward toward the edge. Kerog and Andrew face each other, and this time, they fight, but suddenly, the logs collapse and fall down the mountain. Kerog stops fighting instantly. He turns and rushes down the slope to save his family. Below, Anna sees the logs coming. She quickly grabs Donald and Melton and hides near a tree. She calls out to Melody, but Melody has headphones on. She can't hear anything. She's standing right in danger, about to be crushed. And then, at the last second, Kerog appears. He saves her. Melody is safe. Seeing this, the whole family is overwhelmed with relief. Melody tries to tell them about the Puma who saved her, but no one believes her. Meanwhile, Lou, Holly, and Brandon search for Kerog. They find him lying in the ravine, not moving. For a moment, they think he's dead, but he's just injured. Kerog transforms back into a human and returns to Anna. Then Andrew arrives. Acting like nothing happened, he tells Anna, "I'm Kerog's mentor. We came here for hiking." Then suddenly, those logs fell. "I'm just glad everyone is safe." To keep up the act, he arranges a helicopter and sends Anna and her family to the hospital. Then he turns to Kerog and says, "If you keep risking your life for humans, you'll never become a true woodwalker." Kerog looks him straight in the eye. "I am a true woodwalker. You and my father are wrong. We can live in both worlds. We don't have to choose." Andrew pauses, then says, "In return for putting your human family at risk, I'll tell you something. My scouts saw 3 pumas, and I'm certain they're your real family." At that moment, Lisa and James arrive. Andrew quickly says, "Because of Kerog and his friends, no human was harmed today." Holly is about to reveal everything, but Kerog stops her, because deep down, he still needs Andrew to find his real family. Lisa clearly suspects something, but she says nothing and leaves. Later, Kerog walks away with his friends. Lou asks him, "Why did you stop Holly from telling the truth?" Kerog answers, "I need Andrew to find my family. I want my real father to understand me." There's a quiet moment between them. Kerog and Lou are starting to grow closer. They lean in, almost kiss, but Holly interrupts them, and just like that, they head back to school. Soon everyone finds out the truth. Kerog and his friends saved human lives. The entire school praises him. Even Professor Elwood, who once disliked him, finally respects him. If you enjoyed this recap, hit subscribe for more amazing stories like this. Like the video and share it with your friends. See you in the next one.